Jeremiah chapter 7. We will be looking at two, at least a couple of parables of Yeshua in context of Jeremiah chapter 7, as well as touching on the renewed covenant and some instruction from the literal blood brother of Yeshua, Jacob, James the Just. So perhaps what we'll do is we'll read all of it, and then we'll come back. The word that came to Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah, from Yahweh, the Lord our God, saying, Stand in the gate of the house of Yahweh, and you shall proclaim there this word, and shall say, Hear the word of Yahweh, all you of Judah, the Jews, who enter in at these gates to bow before Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Yisrael, of Israel, Make your ways and your deeds good, then I let you dwell in this place. Get your poop in a group, then you can come into the presence of the temple. Do not trust in these false words, saying, This is the Hakal, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh. For if you truly make your ways and your deeds good, if you truly do right ruling between a man and his neighbor, if you do not oppress the stranger and the fatherless and the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, or walk after other mighty ones to your own evil, if then I shall let you dwell in this place, in the land that I give to your fathers forever and ever. See, you are trusting in false words, which do not profit, stealing, murdering, and committing adultery, and swearing falsely, and burning incense to Baal, and walking after other mighty ones, which you have not known. And you came and stood before me in this house, which is called by my name, and said, We have been delivered, in order to do all these abominations. If you're not seeing a parallel with modern Christianity here, I pray that the scales fall from your eyes. And you came and stood before me in this house, which is called by my name, and said, We have been delivered in order to do all these abominations. Has this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? A den of robbers. Almost as if that's a direct quote that Yeshua makes back to this passage when he's flipping tables in John chapter 3 for doing business on Shabbat. Has this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Look, I, even myself, have seen it, declares Yahweh. But go now to my place at Shiloh, where I set my name at first, and see what I did to it because of the evil of my people Israel. My people, Israel. And now because you have done all these works, declares Yahweh, and I spoke to you, rising up early and speaking, but you did not hear, and I called you, but you did not answer, I shall also do to this house, which is called by my name, in which you trust, and to this place which I gave to you and to your fathers as I did in Shiloh, utterly destroy it. And I shall cast you out of my presence, as I have cast all your brothers, all the seed of Ephraim, the house of Israel, us. And you, do not pray for this people, nor lift up a cry or a prayer for them, nor make intercession to me, for I do not hear you. We can see in the book of Proverbs that the Father does not hear the prayers of the sinner. That's a really hard verse. You have to make yourself clean to come into the presence of the Father, and then he will hear you. I know, it's not what's taught in Christendom. You do have an intercessor, though, Yeshua. You can cry out to him, and then go forth and sin no more. 1 John 3, verse 4, sin is lawlessness. Yeshua said, I come first but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, as your intercessor, to bring you back home again to Yahweh. Matthew 19:17. Why do you call me good? Yeshua speaking. No one is good but Elohim, Yahweh. Do you not see what they are doing in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children are gathering wood, the fathers are lighting the fire, and the women are kneading their dough to make cakes for the kings of the heavens, and to pour out drink offerings to other mighty ones to provoke me. So these are all a violation of the Big Ten, there is no God but God, right? But also, these are all Shabbat violations as well. Is it me they are provoking, declares Yahweh? Is it not themselves unto the shame of their own faces? So you reap what you sow. Because they are doing these abominations, they have provoked the Father against them. We also know from the book of Proverbs that abominations provoke the Father against you. So there's sin, which is transgression of the law, 1 John 3 verse 4. And then there's abomination. An abomination pisses the Father off. Is it me they are provoking, declares Yahweh? Is it not themselves unto the shame of their own faces? Are they not going to reap what they sow? Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, see, my displeasure and my wrath is poured out on this place, on man and on beast and on the trees of the field and on the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and not be quenched. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel. Add your ascending offerings to your slaughterings, and eat meat. For I did not speak to your fathers or command them, in the day that I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, about matters of ascending offerings or slaughterings. But this word I did command them, saying, obey my voice, and I shall be your Elohim, and you be my people, and walk in all the ways that I have commanded you, so that it is well with you. But they did not obey or incline their ear, but walked in the counsels, in the stubbornness of their own evil heart, and went backwards and not forward. From the day that your fathers came out of the land of Egypt, Mitzrayim, until this day, I have even sent to you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. But they did not obey me. Israel, Judah. They did not obey me or incline their ear, but stiffened their neck. They did evil more than their fathers. And you shall speak all these words to them, though they do not listen to you. And you shall also call to them, though they do not answer you. But you shall say to them, this is a nation that did not obey the voice of Yahweh, their Elohim, nor did they accept instruction. Truth has perished and has been cut off from their mouth. Cut off your hair and throw it away. Take up a lamentation on the bare heights, for Yahweh has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done what is evil in my eyes, declares Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to defile it. And they have built the high places of Topheth, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters with fire, which I did not command, nor did it come into my heart. Therefore, see, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when it shall no longer be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Topheth until no room is left. And the corpses of this people shall be food for the birds of heavens and for the beasts of the earth, with none to frighten them away. And in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem I shall make to cease the voice of rejoicing and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, for the land shall become a waste. So this son of Hinnom, the valley of the son of Hinnom, the valley of Gehinnom, is what Yeshua refers to as hell. For there shall be no place to bury the dead. There will be no room left. And it will burn with fire, and it shall burn and not be quenched. Gehinnom, hell, Sheol, the place of the dead. Now, in verse 4, do not trust in these false words, saying, this is the temple of Yahweh. Let's look at James chapter 5. James is a super tactical, practical book about how to live one's life in a matter that is pleasing to Yahweh. James is after the book of Hebrews, if I'm remembering correctly. Jacob. James was the blood brother of Yeshua. James chapter 5, verse 12. But above all, my brothers, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth, or with any oath, but let your yes be yes, and your no, no, lest you fall into judgment. Numbers chapter 30, verse 2. When a man vows a vow to Yahweh or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he does not break his word. He does according to all that comes out of his mouth. Does not Yeshua also rebuke the Pharisees? Do not swear by the temple or by heavens or by earth, but let your yes be yes and your no be no. This is Torah, Numbers chapter 30. Now, for if you truly make your ways and your deeds good, if you truly do right ruling between a man and his neighbor, if you do not oppress the stranger and the fatherless and the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, or walk after other mighty ones, false gods, to your own evil, then I shall let you dwell in this place, in the land that I give to your fathers forever and ever. And while we're in James, let's go to James chapter 1. Hopefully you kept a finger there. James chapter 1, verse 27. I get accused a lot of being a religious zealot by people that don't understand. Religion, as far as I'm concerned, is man-made horsepucky. I read the Bible and I do what it says. I'm a follower of Messiah. I'm a son of the Most High. I don't have a religion. James 1:27, clean and undefiled religion before the Elohim and Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their affliction and to keep oneself unstained from the world. So that means that religion can become unclean and defiled. Yeah, with the doctrines and dogmas of men, which is what was nailed to the stake, Colossians 2, verse 14. Not the Father's law, not the Torah. Religion was nailed to the stake, to the stauros, to the cross. Clean and undefiled religion before the Elohim and Father is this, to visit orphans and widow in their affliction, and to keep oneself unstained from the world. If you do not oppress the stranger and the fatherless and the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, or walk after other false gods to your own evil, then I shall let you dwell in this place, the temple, in the land that I give to your fathers forever and ever. Let's look at Matthew chapter 23. Gospel of Matthew chapter 23. 23:16 to the end. A little piece from Yeshua about religion. Woe to you, blind guides, who say, whoever swears by the dwelling place. Were we not just admonished in Jeremiah chapter 7 to not do that? Whoever swears by the dwelling place, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gold of the dwelling place, it is bound by oath. Fools and blind, which is greater, the gold or the temple that sets the gold apart? And whoever swears by the slaughter place, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gift that is on it is bound by oath. Fools and blind, for which is greater, the gift or the slaughter place that sets the gift apart? He then who swears by the slaughter place swears by it and by all that is upon it. And he who swears by the dwelling place swears by it and by him, Yahweh, who is dwelling in it. And he who swears by the heavens swears by the throne of Elohim and by him who is sitting upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you tithe the mint and the anise and the cumin, and have neglected the weightier matters of the Torah, the right ruling and the compassion and the belief. These need to have been done without neglecting the other. You should have kept all the Torah. These need to have been done without neglecting the other, says Yeshua, Jesus, in the Gospel of Matthew 23:23. Blind guides straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are filled with plunder and unrighteousness. Well, what's righteousness? Luke 1 verse 6, blamelessly walking in the commands of Yah. And the Pharisees are filled with unrighteousness. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and the dish, so that the outside of them becomes clean too. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Yeshua is speaking truth to power here, by the way. What would Jesus do? He would tell this religious people they were filled with horse crap. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly indeed look well, but inside are filled with dead men's bones and all uncleanness. So you too outwardly indeed appear righteous, blamelessly walking the commands to men, but inside you are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. So Yeshua is rebuking the Pharisees for their lawlessness. 1 John 3 verse 4. Sin is lawlessness, and all who do sin do lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous, and say, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would have not taken part with them in the blood of the prophets. Thus you bear witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who did murder the prophets, and you fill up the measure of your fathers. Serpents, brood of adders, how would you escape the judgment of Gehinnom? Gehinnom. Therefore, see, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when it shall no longer be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Topheth until no room is left, and the corpses of this people shall be food for the birds of the heavens, for the beasts of the earth, with none to frighten them away. Gehinnom. Serpents, brood of adders, how would you escape the judgment of Gehinnom? Because of this, see, I send you prophets and wise men and scholars of Scripture. Some of them you shall kill and impale, foreshadowing. Some of whom they shall flog in your congregations and persecute you from city to city, so that on you should come all the righteous blood shed on the earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel, to the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the dwelling place and the slaughter place. Truly I say to you, all this shall come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, killing the prophets and stoning those who were sent to her. How often I have wished to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, but you would not. See, your house is left to you, laid waste. For I say to you, from now on you shall by no means see me, until you say, blessed is he who is coming in the name of Yahweh. Do not swear by the temple, and do not be outwardly righteous when inwardly you are disgusting. Clean the inside out first. And notice that little rebuke in there. You call yourselves righteous. You've tithed the mint and the cumin and the anise, but you've ignored the weightier matters of the Torah, righteousness and right ruling and compassion. You should have done both. Jesus, Mashiach, Yeshua HaMashiach, is telling the Pharisees, telling these religious people, oh, I thought it was done away with, nailed to the cross, fulfilled. You should have done all of the Torah, not just the parts you thought were good for you. Continuing in Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 23, but this I did command them, saying, obey my voice, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall be my people, and walk in all the ways that I have commanded you, so that it be well with you. That sounds eerily like Jeremiah chapter 31, which is repeated in Hebrews chapter 8, which is the renewed covenant that every Christian on the face of the earth claims they are under. Hebrews chapter 8. For finding fault with them, he says, see, the days are coming, says Yahweh, when I shall conclude with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah a renewed covenant, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Mitzrayim, because they did not continue in my covenant, and I disregarded them, said Yahweh. Because this is the covenant that I shall make with the house of Israel, us, the Father's chosen people, after those days, says Yahweh, giving my laws in their mind, and I shall write them on their hearts, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And they shall by no means teach each one his neighbor and each one his brother, saying, know Yahweh, because they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. Because I shall forgive their unrighteousness, and their sins, and their lawlessness I shall no longer remember. But this is the word I did command them, saying, obey my voice, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall be my people, and walk in all the ways I have commanded you, so that it be well with you. Down to verse 28, but you shall say to them, This is a nation that did not obey the voice of Yahweh their Elohim, nor did they accept instruction. Truth has perished and has been cut off from their mouth. They did not obey, they did not accept instruction. Where have we heard that before? Proverbs chapter 4. Children, listen to the discipline of a father and give attention to no understanding. For I gave you good instruction. Do not forsake my Torah. For I gave you good instruction. Do not forsake my Torah. But you shall say to them, this is a nation that did not obey the voice of Yahweh their Elohim, nor did they accept instruction. Truth has perished and has been cut off from their mouth. Cut off your hair and throw it away, and take up a lamentation on the bare heights, for Yahweh has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done what is evil in my eyes, declares Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it. And they have built the high places of Topheth, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters with fire, which I did not command, nor did it come into my heart. Therefore, see, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when it shall no longer be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Topheth until there is no room left. And the corpses of this people shall be food for the birds of the heavens and for the beasts of the earth, with none to frighten them away. That sounds astonishingly like the imagery we see in Revelation chapter 19, when everybody who's out there in Christendom says, I can't wait for the coming of the glory of the Lord. Well, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess, and the Yeshua that returns in his second coming is not the Yeshua that we see in his first coming. Beginning at Revelation 19 verse 11, John speaking, the apostle John, and I saw the heaven opened, and there was a white horse, and he who sat on him was called trustworthy and true, and in righteousness, blamelessly walking in the commands. He, Yeshua, judges and makes war. And his eyes were of a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, having a name that had been written, which no one had perceived except himself. And having been dressed in a robe dipped in blood, his name is called the Word of Yahweh. What is the Word of Yahweh? The Torah. I am the Word made flesh. And the armies in the heavens, dressed in fine linen, white and clean, followed him on white horses. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall shepherd them with a rod of iron. This is Jesus, by the way. This is Yeshua. And he, Yeshua, treads the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of El Shaddai. And on his robe and on his thigh he has a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw one messenger standing in the sun, an angel, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the birds that fly in mid-heaven, Come and gather together for the supper of the great Elohim, to eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of commanders and the flesh of strong ones and the flesh of horses and those who sit on them and the flesh of all people, free and slave, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to fight him who sat on the horse and his army. And the beast was seized, and with him the false prophet who worked signs in his presence, by which he led astray those who had received the mark of the beast and those who worshipped his image. And the two were thrown alive into the lake, burning with fire and sulfur. And the rest were killed with the sword, who came from the mouth of him who sat on the horse. And all the birds were filled with their flesh. And the corpses of this people shall be food for the birds of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth, with none to frighten them away. And in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem I shall make to cease the voice of rejoicing and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, for the land shall become a waste. The bridegroom and the bride. Matthew 25. Yeshua speaking. Then the kingdom of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens, often translated as 10 virgins, although let me explode a paradigm for you. The word for maiden, alma, doesn't necessarily mean virgin. Yeah. Alma, maiden, doesn't necessarily mean virgin, biblically. You might want to revisit that nativity scene. Not a deal breaker. Not an issue of salvation. Then the kingdom of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise and 5 of them foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their containers with the lamps. Now while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, "See, the bridegroom, Yeshua, is coming. Go out to meet him." Then all those maidens, all those who think that they're being swept away by Jesus, all those maidens rose up and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, "Give us your oil, because our lamps are going out." But the wise answered, saying, "No, indeed, there would not be enough for us and for you. Instead, go to those who sell and buy for yourselves." And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later, the other maidens also came, saying, "Master, Master, open up for us." But he answering said, "Truly, I say to you, I do not know you." So half of these brides, having an expectation of the bridegroom, were not allowed into the wedding feast because he did not know them, because there was no oil in their lamp. So let's look at just a couple more passages here. Let's go back to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6. Verse 23. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light, and reproofs of discipline a way of life. So their lamp was not lit. They had an expectation of the bridegroom, but their lamp was not lit. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light. Okay. So they were not doing the things that they were told to do. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light. But he answering, Yeshua, the bridegroom answering, said, "Truly I say to you, I do not know you." Final verse. Matthew 7, verse 21. Not everyone who says to me, "Master, Master," this is Yeshua speaking, "shall enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but he who is doing the desire of my Father in the heavens. If you love me, keep my commands as I have kept my Father's commands." John 15, verse 10. And many shall say to me in that day, "Master, Master, have we not prophesied in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and done many mighty works in your name?" And then I, Yeshua, shall declare to them, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you who work lawlessness." Get away from me, you who are working lawlessness. Sin is lawlessness. 1 John 3, verse 4. And I shall declare to them, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you who work lawlessness." I never knew you. But Jesus, we did all these mighty works in your name. We cast out demons. We prophesied. And then I shall declare to them, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you who work lawlessness." And later the other maidens also came, saying, "Master, Master, open up for us." But he answering said, "Truly I say to you, I do not know you." I guess one last verse, just to drive the point home. John chapter 15, verses 9 and 10. Yeshua speaking, "As the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Stay in my love. If you guard my commands, you shall stay in my love, even as I, Yeshua, have guarded my Father's, Yahweh, our Elohim's commands, and stay in his love. If you love me, guard my commands." Or enjoy your one-way ticket to the valley of Gehinnom. Bless y'all. Shalom.